It's October 6th. It's already afternoon. I'm here in front of Blackjack Pershing's grave, looking for some inspiration as to kind of how to explain what it is we've been involved in. It's been all kinds of stuff. We've done a lot of work with DEA. We've done a lot of work with ICE. There was a nexus that we found in Saco pretty quickly. It was not only the illegal drug addicts, but there were also Dr. Oxy handing out all kinds of pills to people and having pill farms, and we had the fentanyl problems up there, all the standard stuff you've been seeing in the news. And as soon as Trump was in office, really the starting gun went off. Kelly got in there and he was working with us and supporting the system that I was running the dragnet from the center, the head of it, and the mission of everybody around me was basically to funnel all the bad guys in around me and then cart them off. I'm not going to go through how the system works, but that's what we did for a long time. We started off, it looked pretty grim in February, but it got better as time went on. I'm not going to go through those details, but suffice it to say we dealt with all kinds of terrorists. We had invited to Boston, we had ISIS, we had Al-Qaeda, or AQAP, turn them into QAP was our motto, and we had Al-Nusra and all kinds of stuff I never heard of. They came in, they got their little gas in, and they got carted off. We had that going. We were looking into Chinese sources of money. We had Soros kind of pegged as being involved. This went on and on. We started getting all kinds of lawyers involved. I don't even know how many people are on this project, but it's clearly in the tens of thousands at this point. We have two divisions in the field, basically, of people. It's a big problem. I mean, obviously, the war on America was one of dumbing us down with poison mercantilism. Walk into any, well, it used to be Walmart, but not now. As you walk around the mall, you can sense that the malls just, they stink of all those cheap manufactured goods that stink extra much. The reason they stink extra much is, I look at it as a plot to make us dumber and basically take over. Between that and the drugs and then the other poison gas tactics, everything got out of control, because when knuckleheads get involved, knuckleheads always overdo. I'm not going to go through everything, but it's big. I mean, there's all kinds of people involved. I said before, it's military and intelligence tactics. The wars we fight are more distributed than what Blackjack Pershing faced in World War I with his AEF soldiers. But it's the same basic notions. I used to joke about it. I kind of stopped a while ago. What lesson did the gassers learn from the Nazis? They didn't learn never again. They learned never again, put them in one place, concentrated, disperse them, and gas them separately. Those are the tactics we face now. And we face them down. We've done a pretty good job. Hang on a second. That seems to be my cue. Some other stuff going on. That's enough for now. But when this stuff starts to roll out, you're going to be shocked at what's here. It started really 4 years ago when I was being threatened by the Married Homos Club and the Women's Auxiliary. Started as kind of a updated version of Salem, and they were using poison gas and extortion and videos and all kinds of stuff, and that was a national thing, and was in places that somebody should have said something on TV when Obama's eyes kept shutting in the middle of his speeches, but they really didn't. He looked really tired some days. Now it just looks like everybody's participated in this Prozac Nation thing, but with even worse drugs than Prozac. There's not a lot of connect between humanity and the words that come out of people's mouths, which sound like lip service to, you'll find out it was lip service to the stuff that we're all trying to protect. Also tied into this was the gassing of the oxygen system of the Navy pilots and also the F-18s. That also implied, obviously, there's some kind of military angle to all of this. If I remember my history right, it was in World War I that huge swaths of land got gassed. The trenches were part of the huge swaths of land. All kinds of indiscriminate killing. All notionally soldiers, anyway. At least that's the official story still that's told. World War II was different. It was the Nazis in their gas chambers, and most people didn't even really know about them officially, couldn't prove them until after the war was over. Right as the war ended, actually. The ban on the use of chemical weapons was so great that for a very long time, you just didn't see them in the West. There was a subculture in China of politically correct gasser mercantilism. I'm not going to get into that. It's one of the secrets to our success here is that we cooperated with some of those people who were the sons and daughters of those who were involved in countering that kind of stuff. So there's a little heads up there. Here we really had the dispersed tactics until I showed up in New York. It was pretty clear it was targeted. They were doing certain buildings and certain people within certain buildings, and they're rigging things, and they're being selective about it. And then they started to change in New York when they weren't having the success at whacking the bunny rabbit that they thought they were going to have very quickly. I really realized it had changed. I think it was in early August when, after I'd been working with the guys at Trump Tower for a while, getting some of the gassers put in front and the rest of it. Hang on. I thought that the gassing of the boxwood was the ephemeral kind outside, where they sprayed ricin on the leaves and went away after a little while if you washed it off, and that's what happened. It was also a whole nested area of all kinds of other stuff, construction, all kinds of excuses, things coming out of sewers. The wind changed. They had a super chlorinated pool that I used to call the swim and die, coming out of the not the peninsula, but the health club behind it, and that would blow sometimes up from the south. We had a problem though. One day they let me know because they put the dog out front. Go look at the bushes. I went to the bushes and I went, oh man, they got their roots. So they finally started that. They did it in a park. They started putting in rigging in the park too, with orange caps on it, and I'm like, oh my God, they're turning Central Park into a gas chamber. That was a very different notion than what they'd been doing before. Suddenly they were doing what the Nazis did, instead of this separated and politically correct game. Now we kind of had them, but I don't know how we're going to handle it yet. Nobody let me know. I already gave my advice in another video. I just thought that would be kind of useful to go through the differences. Now we're in a world where they're putting them all together and gassing them. Not only in New York, but also in Washington. That's a big change. I haven't been other places, so I don't know, but I presume there are a few other places like that too now. And as I stand here in front of the Quercus bicolor, at least it's not a willow oak, which is a Quercus veloz. I'm reminded that one of the things we did in SACA that we were studying was AIDS. How that was being misreported as other things and changing statistics, and they had an extortion society based on actually making sure that people fell into the $20,000 a year in AIDS medication, which of course gave everyone ADD. Put them into that camp. They do that to married men. You have no idea. They really had a lot of oaks in that society. I like oaks. Just, you know, why does it have to be Quercus? Cost of the government a whole pile of money. We had epidemiologists in. I don't even know where that went. No idea. I keep seeing reminders of it the last few weeks, but no information. I just know that whatever they got ready, they did. We had a few people who were working in the hospitals and looked at the records and kept the records and so forth. Luther Strange McNamara, Robert Strange McNamara, we went through that, I guess, last week or something. Frank was with ADP, which is topical now, I guess. Was the founder of it. I saw him speak once, I think it was when he was founder emeritus or something, or chairman emeritus, and I'm not sure he was in the Senate yet. He might have been. I'm not sure what the message of putting these three together is. Must be something. It's about 1:45. I'm here at Treasury, which is next to the White House. It's over there. I wanted to get an invitation to go in and, you know, use their better and more secure internet speeds, because I got to upload this video, the one this morning, and it's going to take about 2.5 hours given the speed I'm allowed at the place I'm staying. Let me turn this around. You look, see the chain link fence way in the back there, kind of just to the left of center, and a yellow rope. They got some gas issues today. Some guy came by and let me know that there was a problem. I don't know. You know, you got the barbarians with gas at the gate, right? And they had a couple of knuckleheads out from the, you know, paramilitary type. Maybe some veterans or something like that. Who knows? Came by, pulled their noses, and got in my way. I'm gonna tell you, those guys are not very bright at all. You wonder whether they write memos to each other. You know, think about bad guy memos. They could save themselves a lot of trouble if they wrote good memos. The trouble with good memos is, of course, they'd have to self-incriminate, but I'll tell you, the penalty they get for self-incriminating be a lot less than what they're getting for what they're doing the way they're doing it. They just keep coming. They're idiots. My advice to Secret Service, check the sprinkler system that went in. That's how they got part of Central Park recently, too. They put that stuff in this summer. I'm in the ellipse now. See the fence? That was about 4 weeks ago, a little more. Couldn't find a fence around here in the picture. I wanted to talk about just how funny this job can be, especially as I get to the end and it really doesn't matter what we do anymore. I have all this video, and I've got the super slow Hilton video system that's designed to prove that they're in business by making it slow and that I'm not connected to the Milnet and this and that. Anyway, if I go by those lies, I go, well, here I am, an undercover guy with some really important video that I could go into the White House there and use their secure facilities and upload my video. Why won't anybody come out and invite me in? It's all eyes only stuff. You know, you take that, you can imagine, I don't know, who do you like? Pick somebody in NSC and have them go run over to the president and say, Mr. President, the general's outside, he'd like to upload some of his video, we just want to invite him in and use the facilities, he won't even bother. All, you know, fuck him, send him back to the death trap at the hotel. That's what he's supposed to be doing. What's this all about? It's all about my worthless cash and not having a lot of options. I have some still. Maybe tomorrow.